Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jury Rig Garage. I'm Davis, this is Tristan, and this is Isaiah.
Hello.
We are going to today work on his Infiniti G35. It has been on the channel a couple times, kind of at the inception of the channel. Some of our biggest videos were made with this car. We did like some stupid shit, like teaching you how to do a burnout in one of these things because you have to disable a bunch of systems. Finally, Isaiah's putting some love into the car, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be putting a big brake kit on it. Very cheap budget, so I'm gonna put that in the description so you guys can basically do the same if you have a G35, as well as new wheels and tires for it. So it's gonna get a new wheel and tire reveal, so that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, gonna be definitely fun. Been a while since I've done some car work on the channel.
Any car work?
Yeah, pretty much any car work, but I'm excited to start doing
your other car got wrecked. The
yeah,
Explorer, so
as you guys all saw back in a few months ago.
Yeah, it was included in one of the videos. We showed it again taken away and stuff.
Yeah, I saw some of the comments. I appreciate them all. That was kind of a tough month for what happened because that car is pretty precious to me, but oh well, cars come and go as we've seen on the channel.
It just was.
Yeah, it was.
Yep, so guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's a really simple process. Here are the rear calipers, if you wanna hold that. And now here's the big boy. These are remanufactured. They are coated, which is really nice. They're from whatever Chinese company that is, New Gion. And they're really cheap off Rock Auto. And these are direct bolt-on replacements. So if you guys want a big brake kit for your G35, definitely look at those because it's super simple as we'll show here. All right guys, Isaiah and I got the wheels off here. Basically what we're working with here, there's only a couple things we really need to do. We just need to disconnect the actual brake hose right there, the two caliper bolts, where there's one right there, and then I don't know if I'm pointing at it right, but you see it. Then the caliper comes off, we'll be able to pull the rotor off, and it'll be as simple as putting the new rotor on, new caliper on, hardware, and then tightening everything down, connecting the brake hose. From there, we'll be able to start bleeding the brakes. One other tip I would recommend if you're going to test this, just to make sure that the brakes will fit on your wheels, is buy a single caliper, buy a single rotor, test fit it on there with your wheels, see if it clears, because some wheels might not. We found that these ones that came stock on the car need like a 20 mil spacer to fit. The new wheels do fit. So just something to look out for. You'll maybe run into issues with clearance, but if that's the case, just buy a spacer, or if you want a ball, buy new wheels like Isaiah did.
Yeah, so. But it was also, I needed new tires, and one of the wheels is very effed up either way.
Yeah,
so
yeah, they're almost down to the cord. So.
It pretty much wasn't balling. It was just like, yeah, you better just start playing ball.
Yeah, exactly. You got to pay to play sometimes. So yeah, also the new wheels, they are very close. They're like maybe a mil or two. So he's just going to buy a 3mm spacer, and that's just going to set it perfectly. But something to look out for if you're doing this conversion. You know, not all wheels and will have correct spacing for the bigger caliper. So that's what we did. It fits, so we're going to proceed. All right guys, we're back. Isaiah just got the caliper off. We're just letting the line bleed into a bucket there. But with everything off here, now you're able to put the rotor on. As far as I know, and when we test fitted it, there's no like other modifications needed. If you have any type of clearance issues with the caliper or rotor, you kind of just have to hot rod it and just have to like, cut things sometimes, or, properly unbolt them or whatever. We're gonna go ahead and get the new brake rotor in. All right guys, so we got the new rotor and the old rotor side by side, and this thing is like quite a bit bigger. Quite a bit. Bigger? It's a tongue twister.
Bigger.
But yeah, as you can see, it's
Look at that.
Quite taller, several inches.
Look at that.
Way bigger, more mass. That's actually good for like heat dissipation and whatnot, just so your brakes don't overheat. When you're thinking about a big brake kit, it adds way more mass, and that's actually kind of the benefit, just so it is affected by the heat less, you see less brake fade, whatnot. We're gonna go ahead and put this on. It's coated rotor, so you won't have to worry about the oxidation of the surface. This one wasn't too bad, but you can see the other sides of it were getting a little rusty, so that's why you have problems taking rotors off hubs sometimes. So There you go, sir. Oh, Jesus, so heavy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Nice. All right.
Did you want to look behind it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. You can see that really well on camera. No interference anywhere. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and grab the caliper. He's going to bolt it up. All right, guys, so we got the brake caliper here. One thing to notice is they are specific to the sides. You want the bleeder nipple to face upwards. Imagine you're putting on the passenger side there. It would be like that. No bleeder nipple on the top side. This is the driver's side. Just something to note, the orientation of the brake caliper. All right, guys, we're back. We got the new caliper and rotor on. Isaiah got the bolt or the brake line connected, so you can use the stock lines for it. I guess we should probably check like side to side, like movement of the wheel, just make sure it's not straining the line. But that's kind of it. It's all on there. Next step will be putting the brake pads in, which is an incredibly simple process with these style of calipers. Yep, as you can see, they just slide in, as simple as that. Then it just uses this metal tab, which will force the pads outwards so it's not constantly dragging on the rotor, and then you use these pins through. We're gonna hop right back once we have these in. All right, guys, Isaiah just finished up with this thing, not leaking anywhere. I mean, we haven't obviously pressed the brakes yet, but we got the pads in, the retainer, all that, the retaining clips in. This is perfectly centered and ready to go. You can see here a little bit of resistance on the pads. I mean, it's not binding up or anything like that, so we are all good to proceed to the rear now. All right, guys, as you can see, Isaiah's went ahead and removed everything, brake line, all that. The e-brake is built into it, so it'll interface with the inside of the brake rotor, so now would be a good time to replace that stuff. Right now what he's going to do next is modify the dust shield, because the new rotor is way too big, and we'll definitely touch on this. You actually might just be able to push this back. I don't know.
I think it'd be better to cut off the lip just so that you don't interfere with it at all.
You can angle grind it, or you can bend it, or you can cut it with tin snips, whatever method you guys choose to do. We're going to figure it out ourselves. Like I said, sometimes it takes a little bit of hot rod and you just have to cut some things.
Just bolt it.
Also, another thing to note, you do have to remove this suspension piece to get the caliper out.
You can't get a socket down there in order to get the bolt out. And even if you do use like a ratchet or just a like end wrench, you don't have the clearance to actually get the bolt away from the caliper mount.
So kind of bad design. So all you got to do is remove that bolt, pull this off, and then Isaiah will show you a method to get it back up, because it is a suspension piece. The suspension does move a little bit when you do that. Here's a method for making it easy to put back on. He's going to go ahead and start modifying the dust shield, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got the rear rotor on, obviously much bigger, so probably like another inch or two bigger than the old one. So if you want to take that off, we can show everybody what we did, or what you did. So just went ahead and cut off the lip that overhung. Basically it stuck up like that, basically all around. So we actually have it over there. Tristan, can you grab that mangle of a death trap?
You mean the angry fruit roll up?
Yeah.
Or fruit by the foot?
Let me wrap this around you, Davis.
Oh God. Yeah, let me. Look at that, guys. Yeah, it's you don't want to get, you know, attacked by the
Oh God.
Here, I'm just kidding. All right, so yeah, you went and did that. So you might just touch up paint around it so it doesn't rust, but it allows the brake rotor to go on just fine. So now we're actually able to test fit the caliper on the rear here. So let's go grab that.
We're gonna have to grind this down a bit more.
Grind what?
Grind the dust shield down.
Oh, is it interfering with the caliper? Okay. Well, guys, yeah, that's part of it. You know, this is us first time actually test fitting in the rear. We only test fitted the front, so looks like we just need to grind off some more of the rear dust shield there. Probably just lop it off and then
Pretty much.
bottom too, and yeah, we'll be right back. All right, guys, after a little bit more cutting, that's basically what we ended up with how much material we had to remove. So, as you can see, it fits up perfectly with the dust shield. We're gonna go ahead and get the rotor caliper on, bolt it on, and we can go do the other sides and start bleeding the brakes. But yeah, it's pretty easy so far now that we know what to do. If you guys, you know, are doing this, again, you're probably gonna have to do similar things, hot rodding like this. Just be warned about what you're getting into. I'd have like an angle grinder or at least 10 snips if you're gonna do this. All right, guys, we got the rotor and caliper on here. Got it all bolted up. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the brake hardware. So just like the front, we just have two little pads that slide in. And also one has a wear indicator, so I don't think it really matters which side that one goes on. But, you know, super simple to get them in there. Just pop them in, new hardware. Once we have the brake hardware put back on there, we'll be able to fit up the wheels and start on the other side. But yeah, overall pretty simple process. There's just some cutting modification, whatnot that we already showed, but yeah, super easy. We're gonna go ahead and get finished with this. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. We finished with all four corners. We're just finishing on the last bit here. I'm just gonna show you how we get that suspension bit back up in place. Isaiah has got a method.
So what it is that you actually really don't need to move any of the suspension forward and back. You can kind of just basically get this in with a small pry tool once you pull this up and away from the car. And then what you're gonna want is either have a buddy jump on a jack and get underneath the ball joint and the knuckle on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of just slowly bring it up. And then basically it'll just almost pop in place.
All right, so Tristan, start jacking.
And then Tristan, go ahead and stop right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got it right there. Nice. Yeah.
So only two pumps and then we are done.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, now that we're done with that, we're gonna go ahead and tighten up everything. Just gonna quickly bleed the system. You guys can look up how to bleed the system online. It's I guess it's like specific for Nissans, but it's pretty simple. Just undo the bleeder valve, press the brake, close it, you know, do that a bunch of times, and then you're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and go through the bleeding process. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. It's totally the same day, you know, a seamless transition. Definitely not, you know, multiple days in the future. We didn't, you know, we didn't wreck a caliper or anything like that. Yeah.
No, we definitely did not do that at all. No. Everything went as planned, like how it normally does here at Jerry Rig Garage.
Every time.
Every time.
50% of the time, every time.
So, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to reveal the new wheels. I'm going to cover the screen. We're going to show you the nice new wheels and tires on the Infiniti, and there they are. I don't remember what brand these are.
These are Liquid Metals.
Yeah, Liquid Metals. And what was that, the brand or the name of the wheel?
That's the brand of the wheel. I can't remember the exact name.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
We'll put the link in the description of what the names were.
And Isaiah chose to put some Firestone Firehawk all-season V2s and 245, 45, 18, so it looks perfect with the new big brake caliper. All four corners. We also got the wheel spacer on here, so it's spaced it out by 3 mils, so we got plenty of room between the wheel and the caliper.
He hasn't curbed him yet. But give him
yeah, no curbing yet.
Yeah, give me 3 days.
And there's the rear, all clean. We still need some boots for the bleeders, but we got some for the fronts. We're gonna go on and take on its maiden voyage. It's all bled and ready to go, so we're gonna hop in the car here and see how it feels. All right, guys, we're in the Infiniti testing it out. We're gonna bring the brake pad through some cycles, so basically just get it up to like 30 and then kind of like get on the brakes aggressively. So we'll see how they feel here. Oh, Jesus.
Holy shit.
The neck breaker.
So much better.
God dang.
That stopped real nice.
Yeah, new tires, new brakes. Like, this is surely gonna stop much better than the old setup.
Whiplash is always fun.
Yeah. All right.
We flooring it?
Oh yeah, we're testing it out.
The bees are so angry.
Damn. Brakes feel good?
Yeah, they feel fine.
Nice. No vibrations either. Where would you feel vibrations while you were cruising?
It was like between 35 and like 40, like 3, I want to say. Ever since we changed the wheels, it's been very minimal to almost like non-existent.
So you don't feel any vibrations? I mean,
I don't feel anything that's been like the main vibration that I was feeling whenever I was driving.
Yeah.
I think if I did stay consistently at 40, I'd maybe feel a little bit of it, but I think at that point it's just either down to the tune or just down to something, something with the like suspension.
Yeah, guys, we're just gonna take it on a little bit more of a test drive, but it seems like it's passing with flying colors. Now all the car just needs is to get washed, because I mean, you guys saw it's been sitting for a while, but we have plans to wash it, detail it, do all that stuff, and it'll be perfect. New wheels, new tires, new brakes, all that. So exciting. All right, guys, we just got back from that drive. The Infiniti worked perfect.
Yeah,
there's no problems that we could tell. They did great. So
yeah, the brake-in stress test was good. We basically did a 30-mile-an-hour stop. We did almost like pretty much a 60, not like dead on the brake stop, but pretty quick slowdown.
No more vibrations that we could tell. The tires ran good. It felt
no more vibrations from apparently the wheel that flung off all of its weights. Because that was a key issue that we were having pretty much immediately. I don't know if we showed that, guys, but one of the wheels has no weights on it. It's either we actually knocked them off or it just flung itself off during the trip halfway through.
Dear God, it's so bad.
But yeah, there's no more vibration issue, which is awesome. It makes it a lot more comfortable to drive now.
Just got to fix AC, and then also it's pretty dirty. You can see there's just sap on here.
Yeah, it got very much set to the side during my last job in my absence from Jerry Rig for a while.
Yep. All right, guys, well, that is going to do it. I hope you enjoyed. Super budget, big brake kit install on an Infiniti G35. It'd work on any G35 and probably easier on a G37. Like if you just have a normal G37 with stock brakes, you just throw these right on. Very little modification needed. We'll have a whole parts list in the description. But if you want to support us, join us as a member down below. You'll get to watch new videos early release for channel members. So if you're watching this right now, you can watch the next video right now. So go ahead and do that. You know, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a comment down below. We'll see you next time.